Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Trading Cards of Awesomeness. Today we have a 1991 PGA Tour Pro Set full set. I got in a trade from my friend, so let's see what we get. I know there's a John Daly, and there is a Greg Norman. If you get it in the PSA 10, it's worth a good amount of change. So let's see what we get. I do like my golf, so let's see if I know any names. John Daly's like a $10 card, ungraded, so we'll see. You just slide out, okay? Take good care of these cards because we're gonna need to we do one side at a time. We got Brian Clare. You got Corey Pavin. We got Bill Britton. Willie Wood. I do have a checklist so I can tell you if I got any rookies. Brian Clark was a rookie. Willie Wood's a rookie. Okay. Sam Randolph. Larry Silveria. Chichi Rodriguez. I heard of him. That's a card going in a protector. At least a penny sleeve. Gary Player. Heard of him. He's going into this protector thing. They also have the senior PGA players too. Dave Hill. Gardner Dixon. Bruce Devlin. Doug Sanders. Butch Baird. Walt Zabriskie. Gene Littler. Dale Douglas. Jim Fury. Don January. Art Wall. Bob Charles. Gibby Gilbert. Jim Colbert. Joe Jimenez. Mike Hill. Don Byes. Ken Still. Rocky Thompson. Billy Maxwell. Phil Rogers. Ben Smith. Al Kelly. Okay, we got some good ones. We got some names. Lou Graham. Harold Henning. Arnold Palmer. Okay. That's a pretty nice shaped card. Arnold Palmer. Bruce Crampton. Tom Shaw. John Paul Kane. Doug Ford. Lee Trevino. Lee Elder. Frank Beard. George Lanning. Jack Nicklaus. Okay, Jack Nicklaus. Now that's a nice card. Looking card. Jack Nicklaus. Gary Brewer. Charlie Sifford. Larry Ziegler. I don't know. Tommy Aaron. Al Grieber. I don't know. Sam Snead. Okay, Sam Snead. I think that name sounds familiar to me, so let me put it to the sides. Sam Snead. To me it does. Babe Heiske. Bert Yancey. Bobby Nichols. Larry Morey. Howard Blankus. Bob Golby. I heard of him. I wish I had this card when he was signing in a St. Louis, Missouri signing, because I could have gotten to sign it. He's a 68 Masters champion. But the way he won is because they carded the point wrong by one, so Doug, Matt, I don't know. Charles Cody, Terry Dill, George Archer, Mike Fetchick, Jimmy Powell, J.C. Sneed, Orville Moody, Miller Barber, Charles Owens, Bill Casper, Howie Johnson, Reeves McBee, Jim Dent, John Brody, Gary Cohen, Simon Hopeday, Jack Kiefer, Lloyd Moody, Dwight Weaver, yes, Dudley Wysong, Bob Brew, Bob Erickson, Dow Finsterwald, Larry Loretti, Gary Koch, Johnny Miller, Gary McCord, Larry Rickner, Calvin Pete, statistics leaders, Paul Azinger, Doug Twell, Tom Purtzer, Mike Donald, Greg Norman. If that's the only Greg Norman, then that's the one that's going to be worth something. Put that straight to the side. That's a good condition of Greg Norman. Chichi Rodriguez again. Clarence Rose, Jim Dent, Lee Trevino, George Archer, Greg Norman again. How is this looking? Nice. Wayne Levy, Robert Games, Lee Trevino, and PGA Tour Commissioner Dean R. Beeman. We'll be back for the second section and then the third. Let me know what you think of the first section of what I got in the comment section below. We're back with the second part now. Let's see if we get that Greg Norman card. We got Jerry Pat, Herbert Green, Bob Easts, Payne Stewart, Mark Lai, Davis Love the third, Dan Haldorson, Doug Twell, Dillard Purritt, Clark Dennis, Dick Mast, Lee Jasson, Tom Purtzer, Mark O'Mara, Michael Allen, Jim Gallagher Jr., Jim Hallett, Andrew Maggie, Mark Dawson, Keith Clearwater, J.C. Anderson, D.A. Weinberg, Emlyn Aubrey, Ronnie Black, J. Don Blake, Scott Simpson, Bob Tway, Greg Wiseman, Tim Simpson, Mike Donald, Fred Couples. Okay, I found something. Not super great condition, but it's a Fred Couples. B. Brad Fable, Hal Sutton, Greg Norman. I found it. Oh, it's probably an 8. Dang it. It's a little curled. It's probably a 7. Darn it. Brian Watts, Bobby Watkins, Bob Lohr, Chris Perry, Bill Sonder, Don Pooley, Bruce Litz, Steve Jones, I can't say his name, the other guy, Jay Dulcing, Carl Kimball, Fuzzy Fuller, Kenny Perry, Perry Arthur, Kurt Byram, Steve Elkington, Lauren Roberts, Kirk Triplett, Ian Baker Finch, Carl Cooper, Trevor Dodds, Dave Barr, Jim McCoven, Tim Schultz, Billy Ray Brown, Don Forsman, Joe Sindelaire, Mark, I can't say his name, Jim Thrope, Mike Stanley, Rocco Mediate, Ray Floyd, Greg Leoff, Barry Cheeseman, Leonard Thompson, Mike Sullivan, George Burns, Brad Bell, Peter Jacobson, Andy North, David Canip, Greg Stadler, Ed Humanick, Mike Springer, Charles Bowles, Jim Woodward, Bob Walcott, Tommy Armour III, Mark Weeb, Howard Twitty, Fulton Allen, Ed Dougherty, Jim Burrows, Bill Butner, John Adams, Tom Sickman, Duffy Waldorf, Andy Bean, Greg Twiggs, and Phil Blackmar. Darn it about that, Greg Norman. Maybe the other Greg Normans are worth something, so we have something maybe. And that's part 2. Coming back for part 3. Let me know what you think of what I got in the comment section below. We're back with the final part. Do we have that hologram of Arnold Palmer? We'll find out. Jeff Sluman, Larry Rinker, Bill Rogers, Joey Mudd, Joe D. Mudd, Mike Reed, Craig Rudolph, Mark Brooks, Jim Benpe, Gene Sawyers, Dickie Thompson, Brandon Chamble, Larry Nelson, Bob Clampett, Robert Thompson, John Houston, John Inman, Scott Hooch, Peter Pearsons, Robert Wern, David Edwards, Sean Murphy, Bill Mayfair, Tom Kite, Bill Andretti, Gary Hallberg, Donnie Hammond, Jerry Haas, Ken Skull, Rick Ferrer, Brian Cam, Richard Zokol, Larry Watkins, David Peoples, Wayne Grady, Scott Verplank, John Mahaffey, Tom Watson. Okay, Tom Watson's going to the side. David Sutherland, David Rummels, John Cook, Russ Cochran, David Graham, Tony Sills, Brian Tennyson, Calvin Pete, Roger Maltby, Bill Glasson, Brian Norton, Kim Young, Fred Funk, Brad Lardon, Bob Glider, Jeff McGart, Wayne Levy, Morris Hatelsky, Bart Bryant, Joel Edwards, Nolan Henke, David Watson, Larry Mize, Brad Fox, John Wilson, Scott Gump, Dudley Hart, Brad Bryant, Jay Haas, Chip Beck, Tom Byram, Brand Job, Mike Smith, Curtis Strange, Mark Hayes, Mark McCumber, Ben Crenshaw. It's a good looking card. Robert Games, Gil Morgan, Mike Hubert, Ray Stewart, Stan Utley, Steve Pate, Neil Lancaster, Paul whatever, I can't say his name, Greg Bunker, David Frost, Kenny Knox, Bobby Eastwood, Ken Green, Dan Pohl, John Daly rookie card. That's the one. Put it to the side for now. Then we got John Daly rookie card. It's in good shape. Buddy Gardner, Blank McAllister, Nick Price, and Hale Irwin. Was this supposed to have I don't know, I gotta look that up and let you guys know in the description below if it's gonna have or supposed to have the hologram card. Like, comment, share, subscribe, even dislike. Have a great day, be safe, subscribe to my channel for more to come. Hopefully get something cool. Let me know what you think of what I got in the comment section below. Have fun and enjoy the hobby. Bye!
Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind. Water's getting deep now.